This is the recap for part one of my Book of Dungeons adventure called Let's Kill Drizzt Do'urden. You've discovered the slave gate at the bottom of a chasm, as described in the book. While trying to figure it out, your monk was mysteriously compelled to activate it by taking one of the four posts around the door, opening it, and petrifying himself. His last words were, "Lock the gate," as he became one with the magic of the portal. You were discovered by the King of the Durgor in their feasting chamber, just on the other side of the door, and he was surprised as he thought that door was unable to be opened. You tried to bluff him to say that you were with the drow. He was not fooled by that, but used that as an excuse to enact the treaty with the drow and have you do his work for him, which was to stop a wedding in 2 days' time. You were also asked surreptitiously by his advisor to meet outside of the chamber at a later time with another job. You also noticed that he had an Azar dwarf chained to the wall in a puddle with no arms and no legs, so that whenever he relaxed his body, he would almost drown, and that was their idea of entertainment. Shortly after, you asked what alignment you thought that the Durgar were on your way through, and I did not make you roll to figure out that they were probably evil. Once you left the chamber, you explored some rooms and found a long-neglected statue of a deep gnome, and on the floor outside in the hallway there was a sigil. You did manage to bluff the guard into thinking that sigil was dangerous, although it served no purpose and wasted a whole bunch of time. The main chamber was there, but before you entered that, you were stopped by the Durgar advisor to the king, and who asked you to find the leader of a rebel faction somewhere within the compound that you were in. He said that it was a group of rebels being led by a dangerous and charismatic rebel leader named Drizzt Do'urden. There was a bounty on his head, and you were asked to kill him and find out what tunnels he was using to attack the Durgar. But instead of telling the king about the tunnels, just let the advisor know, as that would give him a position of power, and it would he would reward you for that, as well as the king would reward you for the head of the rebels. In the main chamber, you found a sigil that was 4 times bigger than the first, although your arcana checks did not allow you to interact with it in any significant way. You moved on to the west quadrant, which belonged to a wizard, as you assumed. And inside, you found the largest door in the world, and it was Ben who figured out how to open it after someone, I believe it was Helen, found a secret door, and by reaching in, he was able to create a giant stone hand from the back wall, which opened up the gate. I'd like to take a minute to thank the webcomic creator Thunt. His webcomic is Goblins. He was the one who first introduced the encounter, which I am calling the Grasp of the Titans. I'm not sure if he had a name for it, but that's something similar to that was used in his webcomic, and pretty interesting. Beyond the large door, there were 3 smaller doors. You found another sigil, which Dave and Helen think that they figured out by messing around with it arcanically. There was also a room in which you found a psychic circlet, which was one of the artifacts needed to combat the demon of slavery. You were able to enter the wizard's tower. Mike was able to figure out that the tower was actually into the earth, not up. It was down, and gravity inverted once you walked along the edge of the pedestal with the drowning, the statue of the drowning woman. She was actually being hung from the ceiling, not drowning. And Upon reaching the wizard's tower, you discovered him petrified, in only a robe undone, and you found pages from his diary, as well as some scrolls that would enable you to turn his stone to flesh. However, he did not survive the process and died after the ritual was cast. And that was part 1 of Let's Kill Drizzt Do'urden.